Warning. Listener discretion is advised. You guys, I'm fucking stupid. I've been trying to get my whole podcast system working for the past 2 weeks. I've unplugged everything, replugged everything. I've been calling corporate. I've been a Karen to these poor kids on the fucking customer service line. And this whole fucking time, my headphones weren't plugged in correctly. God damn. Hey, what's up, you guys? I know it's been a little bit. I know it's been a few months, actually, since I've taken the sabbatical. Let me explain what happened. I have 4 episodes coming to you very soon. I just have to finish editing them all. I can't do that while I'm also doing schoolwork. While I'm also doing the 10 other fucking things that I do also. Anyway, there's 4 episodes coming that mark the actual season 1 part 2 premiere, I guess. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how I figured that out yet. But there's 4 more episodes coming is my point. And this one I just felt like pressing record and fucking popping off about some stuff. And y'all are going to listen to it because y'all love me. And I got some other things to say too. A few people have asked me while I was plugging this show for the past few weeks or so, how do you make a podcast even? And there are a few ways to get from point A to point B with podcasting. But my favorite answer is always Anchor. Anchor is a free podcast hosting site, and it takes all of the work and hassle out of the equation so you can just focus on content. And I like that because I'm a busy person. I have one of those grown men 401k jobs, and I don't have a lot of time for all that extra stuff. I like to use my MacBook to access Anchor. Apple, please sponsor me. But there is also a mobile app that works just as well. And you'll have everything you need to record, edit, and distribute your podcast right at the tip of your fingers. Anchor will also automatically distribute your podcast to just about everywhere podcasts can be heard, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. And you can use the RSS feed that they will provide you with to fill in the blanks if you find any. Unlike some podcasting networks that usually require you to have thousands of active listeners before they'll even consider monetizing your show, I have 0 listeners right now this very second, and I'm already able to monetize and make money on my very first download through Anchor. So if you've ever been curious about starting a podcast and it just seemed too technical and out of reach to achieve, you should definitely check out Anchor. You can download their free mobile app from whatever app store you have access to, or by going to anchor.fm/Ask Fonzie ANYTHING. I repeat, anchor.fm/Ask Fonzie FONZIE anything. I'm positive you're going to love it. So, first we're going to talk about Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion's performance at the Grammys on Sunday because I liked it. And I don't care what y'all say. I thought it was great. I thought it was, I'm a little freak, so of course I thought it was good. But all I've seen on Facebook is people losing their fucking mind because I don't know. Anyway, people are losing their fucking minds over this whole situation, and I don't give a damn because I stan powerful women. You know what I mean? And I liked it, especially the last 20 seconds where they brought in that last kind of Spanish reggae dance kind of beat to it. That song, that whole outro, that whole dance breakdown, that would have me twerking in a church or something. I swear. Y'all need to go watch it. I'll share it on my socials so that when you hear this, it'll be up and y'all can just, watch it because it's great. I liked it. The whole time I was like, hey, fuck it up. So I wanted to talk about that because I had to post on Facebook that I didn't care what people thought about the Grammy performance because it's not Cardi B's. All I've been seeing is how come we're getting rid of the Dr. Seuss books, and how come we're getting rid of Mr. Potato Head, and how come we're canceling Pepe Le Pew or whatever the fuck his name is from the Looney Tunes, and Cardi B can go up there and rub her vagina against Megan Thee Stallion, and everyone's losing their shit. Let me explain. First of all, no one's canceling Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss, the estate that's in charge of those books, is simply saying, hey, these 6 books had some racist imagery in them. They don't sell that well anyway, so we're just going to stop offering them. And everyone lost their fucking mind. Personally, I don't give a fuck. I only read 3 of those damn Dr. Seuss books anyway. Second, I kind of give a fuck because it has to do with, like, literature censorship, which I'm not a big proponent of. Knowing I'm a writer, knowing I'm a poet, all of that stuff considered, I don't think that what those images represent now is healthy or tasteful for children of our generation. But I think that they should exist in some tangency as a representation of how things used to be, how things aren't anymore, and how we've learned over time. Like, hey, this book with the racist representation and stereotype of an Asian person, this isn't cool anymore. This is how things used to be, and this is why we shouldn't act like this now or moving forward. There's a way to honor a history without worshiping in it. For the same reasons that I believe all of the Confederate statues and monuments that we have now should be put in a museum, not left out on the corner of your streets and your state capitals to intimidate African Americans and people of color. Because that's what all of those monuments during the Reconstruction were all about in the South. The Southern government said, all right, we lost this war, we're losing our slaves, but guess what? We're going to erect monuments all throughout Confederate states of all of these Confederate generals and presidents, etc., all of the important Confederate people, to remind the rest of you colored people that this is who's really in charge. We lost, but we're still in charge. That is exactly what the erection of Confederate monuments represents. I understand that people are pissed off that they're getting taken down. I mean, if someone took down a statue of Dolly Parton, I'd be really upset. But do you see how you being upset at a Confederate statue being taken down equivocates to your quasi-racism? Like, people sometimes don't realize how racist they are until the blind shades are taken off. And I don't know what that... And that same kind of cancel culture outrage situation is being false equivocated to this whole Cardi B situation because, yes, Dr. Seuss books are being pulled. It's not anyone but the estate of Dr. Seuss that's doing it. You just decided to be mad because you want racist depictions in books still for kids. But you know, that's your business. And you're mad that Mr. Potato Head is being, quote unquote, with my little finger quotes, canceled. But what you don't understand is that kids nowadays really don't care about gender. Kids never cared about gender. I didn't care about gender. Him from the Powerpuff Girls is my favorite all-time cartoon character. And I was watching that shit 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years old. I didn't question it one bit that was a cross-dressing lobster. I didn't give 2 fucks. I liked him. I thought he was cool. I thought she was cool. Whatever the pronoun is. I liked it. I didn't question it. Of course, you know, I'm bisexual now, so maybe there is something here. But but regardless, Mr. Potato Head, we had a Mr. Potato Head, we had a Mrs. Potato Head. This non-binary potato head, it's a fucking potato. Why are you bitching? It's a fucking potato. Y'all are picking the wrong things to be outraged about. Y'all really are. Because there are fucking homeless people freezing in the streets during our harsh winter blizzards, which we're dealing with because of climate change, something else that you have an issue with. But there are literally homeless people freezing in the streets, and you are outraged because of some fucking potato. Because of some fucking children's books. Like, I grew up on them too. But if we have to change the way things are to make it better and more fair for everybody, why is that an issue? I don't get it. And then the whole skunk thing from the Looney Tunes. I knew that he was a little creep. I knew that shit very young. But that was back then, and this is now. So I don't see it's like y'all are being outraged for the purpose of being outraged. That's what it feels like. Because if you were really outraged about something that you think is wrong, but you're not outraged about homeless people freezing in the streets, then that means that you don't think that homeless people freezing in the streets in the richest country on earth is wrong. And if that's the case, then I really don't give a fuck about your feelings and how you feel. Anyway, the whole Cardi B thing. It's not her job to censor herself or her art. It's your job to decide what your family will and will not watch. Cardi B doesn't make music for kids. If your kids are listening to it, stop letting your fucking kids listen to Cardi B. That's all I got to say about it. That's all I got to say. I've deleted and unfriended so many people on Facebook already because because of their performative outrage. That's the word I was looking for earlier. Performative outrage about this whole thing. It's fucking retarded. It really is. I'm so done with all of it. Anyway, I've said my piece on that, so we're gonna do a scroll through just because I feel y'all deserve one today. Just because my name is Jasmine Masters and I got some shit to say. That's the reason. That's why. I just felt like y'all needed a little something to feed y'all. And I get Snapchats every day about, when you gonna do another episode? When you gonna feed us, Daddy? When you gonna give us some sugar? Here, right now. Here you go. Anyway, so I'm scrolling through Twitter today. I'm sorry that I haven't been making regular episodes, but I'm trying to snap my shit back. I have this really weird disorder where I get really excited about something and I, hit the ground running and I'm manic and I'm excited and I do it. And then when I'm in a depressive state, I feel obligated to continue to push and work hard at all of those things that I decided to do when I was manic. And it really starts piling up. So, Fonzie goes to school and Fonzie works and Fonzie, does the art commission stuff. Fonzie does all of these things that he had to fucking pay taxes for. And then when he's like, not feeling it today, he just kind of wants to lay in bed. He's got all of those responsibilities knocking at the door saying, come on, bitch, get your ass to work. This is the life you wanted. Anyway, scrolling through Twitter. So, speaking of the Grammys, I'm very upset that there isn't more representation for people of color. And you know what I realized? I was trying to figure out why we had the BET Awards, period. Like, why we had an award show that only awarded black music. And then I realized that the reason that we had to create the BET Awards was because award shows like the Grammys and the American Music Awards and the VMAs were only awarding white people. At a certain time, it was very rare for a black woman or a black man to win Best Album this, Best Music Video that. It was very hard. A Grammy, an Oscar, a Tony. It was almost impossible. So when I sat back for a second and I realized that the reason that we even had to create something like the BET Awards was because of the systemic racism built into the fabric of something as simple as an award show. You know what that tells me? That means that someone had to put all of this money together to create an award show to celebrate black music and black art, which is gorgeous and beautiful and deserves representation, simply because someone at the Grammys, someone at the VMAs, someone at the American Music Awards decided that black music wasn't as important as white people music. And then of course I did research. I've always been woke, so I've always known that there was a dichotomy between African American music and white Caucasian music. But whenever I have an opinion on something, I like to do research because I want to be even more so informed on my opinion on things, or my outrage towards something, or the controversy behind something. And for a very long time, a black artist could write a song and in no time flat, a white artist at a white-owned record label would be on the radio singing that song, and there wasn't a goddamn thing you could do about it if you were a black artist until 1970. I think it was the Copyright Act of 1976, if I'm not mistaken. I'll look it up in a second. But for a very long time, if you wrote a song and you were a black artist and you were so lucky to even be signed by a record label that was predominantly white-owned and run, if they had a white artist that was, popping on the radio or whatever, they would just give that white artist that black songwriter song and laugh in their face when that black artist asked to be paid for it. It was 1976. Anyway, ooh, my head gets heavy from knowing all this shit sometimes. So anyway, I'm upset that black artists aren't winning more Grammys, and I'm upset that some categories for the Grammys aren't even nominating black artists in those categories. Of course, I want black artists to be nominated for those categories if they are worthy of being nominated. But the reason right now that the Grammys have not even considered nominating black artists for certain categories is because for whatever reason they think that white artists are better than black artists. And that's just what's left at the bottom of the pot when you boil everything down. How are you going to tell me that The Weeknd didn't deserve a Album of the Year Grammy nomination? Or Song of the Year? That fucking song Blinding Lights was all over the place. People fucking love that song. He did the Super Bowl. How are you going to tell me he doesn't even get a Grammy nod for that? I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm mad that black artists don't get more Grammys, and I'm mad that Lana Del Rey hasn't had a Grammy, and I'm mad that Lady Gaga keeps getting snubbed because she's a fucking brilliant genius queen. I'm upset that black artists aren't getting Grammys, and I'm upset that Lana Del Rey hasn't gotten a Grammy yet. I'm upset that Lady Gaga keeps getting snubbed, but more importantly, where's all the black artists at? I've also noticed, and there are reports that you can look up your damn self, I'm not making this shit up, that black artists, even if they get nominated, they don't take trophies home. It is amazing that Beyonce's gotten as many Grammys as she had. This is going to sound shitty, but I'm going to say something controversial yet brave. If Beyonce, our queen, was a darker shade of black, I don't think people would love her as much. I don't think people would. I would love her just as much. I'm not a racist person. I love people of color. I thought I was black until I was 7. I love black people, and you can't do nothing about it. But I think that other people would have an issue with Beyonce if she was a little bit darker. I think that her being light-skinned is an advantage that people don't talk about. Because light-skinned African Americans, there is a pattern over history of light-skinned African Americans being able to succeed in areas where darker-skinned African Americans kind of fail to reach the bar. And it's not because of something the African American artists did themselves, but it's because of the willingness of a white-centric audience to absorb all of those things that a black artist would want to do to take the focus off of race, which is so densely embedded into the fabric of the American psyche that if a white audience saw a light-skinned African woman singing a song and then a darker-skinned African American woman singing the same song, same pitch, same level of amazingness, they would 9 times out of 10, they're going to prefer the light-skinned African-American woman's performance simply because being light-skinned, something that you cannot help, being light-skinned makes it easier for white people to digest your blackness. And that isn't fair, and that isn't right. So, of course, Beyonce has all of these Grammys. She's light-skinned. If Beyonce was darker, I don't think she would have as many Grammys, and I don't think that's fair at all. Lizzo, Megan Thee Stallion, even as far back as when Nicki Minaj started her rap career. A white person was picked over her for Best New Artist at the Grammys, knowing good and goddamn well when Nicki hit the scene, no one else could hold a candle to her on the charts. No one else could hold a candle to her sales-wise. No one else could hold a candle to her whole fucking rap career when she barely hit the spot. Like, there's obviously something going wrong here. And it's kind of agitating that, like, Dua Lipa. She won the Grammy in the category that Lady Gaga's Chromatica album was in. And what upsets me is that Lady Gaga, which I'm making a false equivalency between Lady Gaga not winning Grammys and African-American artists not winning Grammys. Please don't cancel me for that. I'm just a really big Lady Gaga fan. But I stan African-American people just as much as I stan Lady Gaga, which is why I'm upset that Lady Gaga were passed up for a skinny white bitch that doesn't write her own music, who has every single song on her album sampled, and I can't even fucking pronounce her name right. And she's going to win the Grammy over an artist. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. It gets on my fucking nerves. I understand. You know what? I'm going to stop watching the Grammys. I'm going to start, looking at the reports that talk about who won the Grammys. I'm going to start watching the live performances when that artist that performed posts it on their YouTube channel. But I'm going to stop watching the Grammys, period, because they're not going to get money for advertisers because I watched that show so that they could tell me in a very backhanded, backdoor, subliminal way that white artists are better than black artists. I'm not going to put up with it. I don't like it. And I don't want to hear it. So that's my rant on that. There's another thing I want to talk about. There's this person. I'm not even going to say white bitch because I feel like I've made this podcast episode racial enough. And I like the deep conversations. I like the eye-widening and the mind-blowing conversations, and a lot of people don't. I like to stir the pot and see what the thick stuff at the bottom looks like. People have been wearing a mask in society so long that they don't understand how stupid it is for them to be upset that they have to wear a cloth mask. And when I say people in society have been wearing a mask, I mean that people in society have been wearing a mask that says, I'm okay, and they're really not. For the very same and simple example as to why when you see a stranger and you say, hi, how are you? They say, I'm fine, thank you, instead of saying how they're really feeling. It's like we've kind of conditioned ourselves to automatically go to everything's okay. Don't look at the depressed man behind the curtain. When really, when a stranger asks me how I'm doing, I'm so partially autistic that I will say shit like, my boyfriend just broke up with me and I'm having a really bad time in school right now and I'm failing all of my classes and I'm really stressed out because everyone expects me to do amazing and I can't. Like, I will lose my shit. And people get kind of like, freaked out and turned off by that socially because they expected me to say, oh, I'm fine, thank you, and walk away. That is the mask that we've wore for generations as a society. And which is also another reason that I think a little paper mask is so funny to me, because you didn't know this whole time you were actually wearing a metaphorical mask of unintentioned glee. You've been asked by society to just pretend everything is okay, so that way the person asking you questions will go away. Pretend you're okay, so that way social interaction is easier for everybody on both sides of the conversation. Not me. I ask someone how they're doing. I want to know how they're really doing. And if they tell me, I'm fine, thank you, I'll look at them dead in their eyes and I'll say, come here, baby. Come to mama. Tell me who hurt you. How are you doing? And then they'll be like, well. And I like that. Life is so short. You don't want to die and having wasted all those moments you really could have gotten some shit off your chest. Anyway, that little white bitch that is on TikTok right now, and it's really kind of awesome. She traded a bobby pin, and then she just kept going. She traded the bobby pin for some earrings. I think she traded the earrings for something else, like margarita glasses. All the way up, kept trading until she got like a car, and then she traded that car for like this tiny little house that you like hook up on a trailer, and then that little tiny house was traded for a newer car, and then eventually she had a Mustang somewhere in between there, and right now she has like a Jeep, and all because she started off with a paperclip. And I thought about how many times I've dated a girl and she left her fucking bobby pins in the fucking restroom on the little fucking countertop, and I didn't trade and get a little fucking house or a Mustang with each one of those motherfucking bobby pins. That shit's awesome. I just thought that shit was cool. Y'all should go follow her. I think she's on TikTok under the Trading Project or something like that. Give me a second. It's called the Trade Me Project. She started off with the bobby pin. She's trying to trade all the way up to get a house. It blows my fucking mind. It blows my fucking mind. So we're going to scroll through Twitter for the remaining few minutes of this podcast episode, and we are going to talk about some real shit. Lana Del Rey. That bitch, her not winning the Grammy for Album of the Year for Norman fucking Rockwell and losing it to Billie Eilish, blows my fucking mind. I listened to both albums. Of course, I'm a little biased. Of course, I like Lana Del Rey more. But the album, the lyrical content, the writing, the composition, the production, like everything's amazing in that album. And Billy's got 5 good songs on hers. The one that won the Grammy. The Where Do We Go When We Sleep or whatever. Anyway, Lana Del Rey has a new album coming out this weekend. Y'all should go check it out. If you don't want to buy it because you don't have money because everyone's struggling, I get it. But if you got your stimmy, buy the album. It's going to be amazing. I haven't even heard it yet, and I already love it. It's already my favorite album of the year, all right? It already deserves a Grammy, and it's not even out until the 19th. It's not even out until, what, Friday? Friday's New Music Day. Yeah, it's not even out until Friday, and I already think that it deserves the Grammy. We're scrolling, something about, porn. Again, porn. Trixie Mattel won Drag Race 3 years ago today. That's awesome. Beyonce, going back to the Grammys, Beyonce has the most Grammy wins for a female artist in Grammy history. Okay, now, I just saw a post that said Katy Perry will have a Vegas residency in 2021 to 2022. And I like Katy Perry. She's good on the radio. Her albums aren't all there for me. You know what I mean? And this is shitty because I love her. I love her singles. I love the singles she comes out with. I like her music videos. And my opinion means absolutely nothing. But her albums aren't albums to me. Like, they aren't as cohesive. It just feels like 5 good songs, and then the rest of it is just kind of songs that were thrown in there to make an album so that they could, sell something. That sounds shitty. I completely understand. I know. I'm not even a fucking recording artist. I can sing, but I don't sing in front of other people because I'm traumatized. So why does my opinion matter? It doesn't. I'm just telling you that I don't think that I would pay personally to see a Katy Perry Vegas residency. She's not the best live vocalist. Not everybody is. Fucking Britney Spears walks out there, presses play, and then lip syncs her way through a set. I don't respect it. Katy Perry, she at least will sing. I don't know. I would see the show if, like, someone floated me some tickets. But to say that I would spend, like, $600 of my hard-earned money to go see Katy Perry, like a show. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I think I would go see a show. Because Vegas residencies usually have all of the hits. And like I said, Katy Perry is the radio queen. Whether I like it or not. She commands the radio. So I think that if she got up there and sang her way through the hits, I'd be here for that. If the ticket's not $1,200 and the ticket's like $200 and I'm already in Vegas, I think I would go over there and see what's going on with Miss Perry. Okay, Miss Perry. All these people on my dick. Ariana Grande's No Tears Left to Cry music video has been removed from YouTube, according to Pop Crave. Oh, that's one of those fucking spam accounts. Fucking fuckers. Fuck you and your whole mom. Scrolling. Y'all need to watch The View. The whole reason I even made this whole podcast is because I want someone at The View to see it and then put me on the table. Because I feel like that's what my whole life has led me up to. I want to be the first male co-host. Now, what I completely understand is that might not happen because the whole magic of The View, the whole reason Barbara Walters even put The View together is because The View represents everyday American women, their opinion, their take on hot topics, their take on the gossip. And I feel like adding a man in there would just kind of water down the legacy of The View. Oh, I would love to do what Anna Navarro does, where she comes in on Fridays only, or she kind of guest spots whenever someone's not there. I would love to do that. That is amazing. And I'd make very good TV. Hey, producers at The View, put me on. Give me a chance. I could make you millions. Scrolling. Tiffany Haddish always tweeting some stupid shit. I fucking love Tiffany, though. I love Tiffany Haddish, and there's nothing you can do about it. Scrolling. Oh, you know what? We're just going to make this like a partial take on how I feel about cancel culture as a whole. Like right now, Gen X or Gen Z, whichever one the newest one is. Gen Z, they're all little fucking bastards to me. Like, all of the generations, boomers, millennials, we're fucking retarded sometimes too. The Gen X, Gen Z, all the generations, we're all fucking stupid. But this new generation that is telling people they can't part their hair sideways anymore, or they're trying to cancel Eminem because he's a little too aggressive in his music is stupid to me. I don't know. I but I'm in that soft spot between being raised by people who told me that if I didn't have anything nice to say, not to say anything at all, and if I didn't like something, I didn't have to be around for it. And then I feel like our generation raised this next generation to be, extremely vocal and opinionated about everything, because they grew up around, us millennials who fucking took a picture of our lunch and posted it because for some reason everybody in the world needed to know what we were gonna shit out in 3 hours. I don't know. I think I think this whole canceling Eminem thing is fucking stupid too, because Eminem is one of the only rappers that, for me, when I think of rap music, I think about Eminem, I think about Tupac, I think about Missy Elliott, I think about Nicki Minaj, I think about, Busta Rhymes. I think about very powerful artists. And to me, when when I think about rap music, I don't think about what these kids are listening to nowadays, because it's all rhythmic and kind of slurred. Like, it sounds like people are drunk, or, they're high on something and they're just making a melody out of mumbles. And Eminem go hard as fuck. And I think that the only reason they want to cancel Eminem is because although Eminem and the new rappers are rapping about basically the same stuff, they can't understand the new rappers. Okay, now, I've mentioned that I love Beyonce, and there's nothing you can do about it. But the Beyhive is going off right now, because they're saying that Beyonce is the most awarded singer in Grammys history, when really, she is just the most awarded female singer in Grammys history. And you know why she's not the most awarded person in history? It's because the public doesn't get to vote for the Grammys. The Academy get to vote for the Grammys. And the Academy is predominantly white. So, I don't want this to sound like I'm shitting on Beyonce, because obviously I could never wipe her ass. But Beyonce is not the most awarded singer in Grammys history. That's just not the truth. And I'm not even gonna comment about how untrue or false that tweet is, because then the whole Beyhive is gonna come for me and shit on my poetry, and then I'll cry and kill myself. Scrolling. Taylor Swift's Folklore won album of the year. That is a good album. I feel like there were also other good albums, and because I am not a member of the Recording Academy, I'm going to keep my mouth shut on this one. But I feel like she's a little overhyped. I mean, I respect her because she can play instruments. She writes her own music and all of that other good stuff. She puts her shit together. And those are the artists that I like. I like Lady Gaga because she sings live. She writes every word of all of her songs, except recently, which she's, incorporated some songwriters in there. Like, I think she did an interview with Zayn and talked about how, she was Lady fucking Gaga and why does she need to, bring in a songwriter. But whenever she did Million Reasons and Stupid Love, she was like, you know what? Yeah, I'll bring in somebody. Let's fucking just make music. Let it not be about who's writing 100% of all of their songs. Let it just be about, making stuff that makes people feel happy. Anyway, I feel like Taylor Swift, I have a love-hate relationship with her because she's an amazing artist. Some of her songs to me sound all the same. And on the positive note, the ones to me that don't sound the same are my favorite though. So like, I don't know. It's a give and take and win-lose situation. Obviously, it's a win-win for her because regardless, I'm listening to her music. She could give two fucks about what I got to say because I ain't nobody. You come to my podcast because you want to hear what I think and not, you want to hear what I think and the truth and not what I'm going to, kind of wash out and make digestible for people to listen to. If you don't like what I have to say, give me 5 minutes. I might change my fucking mind. But do not argue with me about opinion, because I've learned all of these years of being someone that's argumentative that you can't change opinion. You can educate opinion, and you can make opinion realize why it's wrong. But anybody's opinion on anything, it's very hard to change. And that's what I got to say about that. Scrolling. Do you pronounce it underrated or Melanie Martinez? That is the truth. She just, one of her songs leaked that was supposed to be on one of her albums called Rocking Horse, and it is my shit right now. It's all about, this chick who is married and she was pregnant and she has an abortion, but she tells everyone it was a miscarriage because she can't go through with it and all that stuff. Anyway, this whole song is amazing and you need to listen to it. It's on YouTube. It's not on any of the streaming services because of course it's an unreleased leaked track, but it's still really good and you should go, see what's going on over there. Scrolling. Cardi B is like fucking losing her shit on Twitter right now because I'm gonna retweet this so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Fucking Cardi B just said, "Yay, we made it to Fox News, guys!" Whap whap whap. Yes, I love it. Anyway, I'm not posting it anywhere on my socials yet, but if you fucking listen to every word of all of my podcast episodes, I feel like you're my bestie, and you get to know stuff that I'm working on and all of that. Like, we're cool, we're family, you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm working with Amazon to get shirts designed and merch and all of that other good stuff. Anyway, I have a shirt that I designed that says, "We're planting trees and saving bees over here." And then I have another one that says that "We stand strong women over here." Or I think it was stan or love. I think I changed it from stan to love because a lot of people don't know what stan means. It's like, standing is where you obsessively fangirl over something. I obsessively fangirl over strong women, which is why I like Cardi B, because at first I didn't get it, but I kind of get it now. I don't think that I don't think that this early in the game she can say she's on Nicki's level, and I don't like that people pit the two of them together. But herself as an individual artist, not comparing her to anyone, she's really good. And she's got, Goomba. She's got Goomza. She's got fucking 8 balls. You know what I mean? Like, that's going to fucking get me canceled. That's what got Roseanne canceled. Anyway, we're going to talk about that in a second. When I say 8 balls, I don't mean because Cardi is Afro-Latina. I mean 8 balls because everybody, if you got fucking guts, if you got Goomza, if you've got fucking balls, like, I say 8 balls. It's not a race thing. Like, literally, I tell white women they have big old fucking 8 balls all the time. It's not even race related. And I'm going to leave this whole explanation in the podcast so you don't have to hear it later. Anyway, I love strong women. I love it. I'm actually part of the weird way that my bisexuality works is that I think that I'm attracted to traits that I think an uneducated or a non-adverse society would contribute to men, because I like powerful, strong, willful women. I like women that don't fucking need me. I need a Michelle Obama type bitch. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm attracted to strong, powerful women. When it comes to me being attracted to women, I like women with careers. I like women that are getting their education. I like women that are getting their shit fucking figured out and together. I don't like women that like need somebody or are crutches or and I'm not saying that that's a female trait. I'm saying that there are some women out there that are kind of like, I don't need a damsel is what I'm saying. I don't need to take care of somebody. I want someone to exist separate from me. I want to know that the person, male or female, that I'm in a relationship with has got themselves, they're doing things for themselves, and we get to have fun when we're together. Not so much that, the neediness that's attached to some people's weird fucked up relationships where you need to be around someone 24/7 all day every day, wipe their ass for them so that you can make sure it's really clean when you stick your head up there. Like I know that sounds fucked up, but I am I am a slave to my conveniences and to my peace and to my mental health. So I like being alone sometimes. I'm very much a Gemini, and I'm very much someone who's a bit of an isolationist, because sometimes, no matter how much I love you, no matter how much I want to be around you, I need the peace of being with myself and alone with myself. And I know that sounds weird because a lot of people are afraid to be alone with themselves. But once you get over the fear of being alone with your thoughts, with your own mind, with your brain, and you realize the tranquility behind just having to exist, you never you can't go back from that. And I found that before I found relationships to be something that I was so interested in. So the people that I like being in relationships with are people who, first of all, I'm hard to own. Like I always say that I belong to me, but you can have some, and it's true. Like, even if I'm in a relationship, I'm mine, you're yours. I'm over here, you're over there. Like, when we're together, it's great. Let's, love on each other. Let's spend some time with each other. Let's tell, each other all the things that we need to hear. But I also need some me time because I love myself just as much. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know why this whole anti-cancel culture rant turned into my opinion on relationship. But all of that aside, I like strong, powerful women. Cardi is a strong, powerful woman. I like strong, powerful women. Not even on just a romantic level. In general, my friends, strong, powerful women. The people I'm drawn to, strong and powerful. Like, people that can keep up with me and aren't intimidated by me. Anyway, scrolling. Porn. Everyone's losing it. I fucking love Megan Thee Stallion. She cute. She got booty. That's something that I was mentioning in my post about the Grammys on my Facebook post. And I was like, I don't care what y'all say about the Cardi B's Grammy performance. And Megan Thee Stallion showed me her booty. And I like that too. Making a reference to Waterboy. Anyway, it's on my Facebook. Y'all should go see that. It's fucking hilarious. Scrolling. Update. I got vaccinated last Friday, and that was pretty cool. That was pretty fun. I got vaccinated because I felt a sense of social responsibility. For the longest time, I was not going to get vaccinated because I have been around like 30 different people who had COVID, and I mean, like, I've been around them in close contact. They were in my office, breathing my air. Like, we were in close contact, breathing each other's air. We were eating breakfast across a desk from each other. Two people that I very near and dear to me, when they had COVID, I sat in between them on the couch and was holding their baby and stuff and watching a movie with them. Like, COVID don't want nothing to do with me. I'm pretty sure the Lord is saving me for something. So I haven't gotten COVID. I can't get COVID. I've tried to get COVID. Whenever I worked at the last place I worked at, everybody got 2 weeks paid vacation if they had COVID. I was trying to get it. I was trying to get COVID so I could be off. And nope, no fucking COVID. So I got vaccinated because regardless of the obvious natural insusceptibility to COVID that I already possessed, some sort of natural immunity that I already had, I felt that if even two of y'all who actually do care about what I'm doing, and actually out of the thousands of friends and fans and followers and all this stuff, out of all of my socials, if just two of y'all saw me getting a vaccine and said, you know what, I think I'll be okay, I think I'm going to get one too, then for me, that's all I needed, was for two more people to say, you know what, Fonzie did it. He's not dead. I'll do it too. So I got vaccinated. I got the Moderna vaccine because that's the Dolly Parton vaccine. And I have this joke that that I trust the Moderna vaccine because I don't think our queen, Dolly Parton, would ever give us something that was bad for us. So I got the vaccine. I had a little side effect from the first shot. My arm was on fire towards the end of the first day and the second day. Like it felt... Oh, if you've ever had like a tetanus shot, you know the soreness that comes with the tetanus shot? I want you to picture that times 2. That was the first COVID vaccine side effect I had. I woke up 2 hours before I needed to be at the clinic to get my shot. I woke up 2 hours before I needed to be where I needed to be to get my shot. I ate something an hour before my shot. I took ibuprofen 30 minutes before my shot. And then I got my shot. I walked in. My appointment was ready to go. Got my shot. Got the hell in and got the hell out of there. And no headaches. No muscle aches except for the arm aches the second day. But it's a pretty easy process. It was a pretty simple situation. So I went for it. And I'm glad that I did, because after that, there were reports that the CDC said that if you've been fully vaccinated and you have full antibodies, then you can go back to life. And of course, I'm not going to go right straight back to life like some of these fucking people in Texas did when the governor said they could take off their masks and stop social distancing and all of the businesses could open back up. Because great, I want the businesses to open back up, but I think that the governor, we're not even going to talk about what the governor did that I think is stupid. Anyway, all of that stuff, I'm not going straight back to life yet because I want to see how things turn out. I'm expecting another surge of coronavirus cases, possibly another lockdown because of this whole reopening Texas thing. And a lot of y'all have been asking me what I think about the governor of Texas removing the mask mandate, letting all of the businesses open back up in Texas. And let me tell y'all exactly how I feel about that. I don't give a fuck, Keisha. I don't. If you want to keep your mask on, if you want to stay home, if you want to social distance, if you want to be safe, please do that. I encourage that, actually. I hope y'all do stay safe. And I hope that y'all do get vaccinated because the smart people need to survive. And I don't want to be the only one. And if all of these people who aren't going to get vaccinated, aren't going to wear their masks, decide to go back to normal life and they want to go to the bars and they want to go to restaurants and they want to go to fucking South Padre Beach for spring break and cough on each other and fucking die, I don't give no fucks. That's not my problem, and I ain't worried about it because they knew exactly what they were supposed to do. They knew what it took to protect themselves, and they decided just because the governor, who is a fucking idiot, by the way, the Texas governor Abbott is fucking retarded. He decided, oh, nope, it's okay. Go ahead. Like, go ahead, kill yourselves. I don't care. And I don't think the world... I don't think the human gene pool needs anything from you, honestly. I don't think we need nothing from you. I don't want your genes to cross with my children, grandchildren. I don't want your children to breed with my children. I say breed like we're fucking animals. I don't want your children to have children with my children, and then my grandchildren are fucking stupid. That is what I meant. Anyway, we're scrolling. And I think last week marked 1 full year since this whole COVID situation started. And honestly, I've gained so much weight. I've gotten so fucking ugly that it's going to take probably fucking like 5 years and a few surgical procedures to get my shit snapped back where it's supposed to be. We're scrolling. I'm retweeting that because there's a throwback to when Lady Gaga performed the David Bowie tribute at the Grammys, and that's fucking amazing. And you can't find that anywhere, but it's on Twitter, so I just retweeted it if y'all want to watch. Lady Gaga also won the Grammy with Ariana Grande for Rain on Me, the best pop duo performance. And it'll be the first time that an all-women group won best pop duo performance. So that's pretty cool. Just another record she's broken. Porn. God damn. It's another one of those bisexual orgies. I need to stop being such a fucking freak. God damn. Why do I have porn on my Twitter? You know what? Because I fucking followed it. That's why. I ain't mad. I ain't ashamed either. There's fucking porn on my Twitter. Don't look at my phone either if I'm out in public and I'm scrolling through something, because you don't know what you're going to see. I'm a freak. Scrolling. I just saw Patricia Arquette, who I don't follow, by the way, but one of the people I follow, or one of the people that follow me, must have liked, so I'm seeing it. But she tweeted out a reminder that not one Republican voted for the COVID relief checks. Like, none of them. Oh, more porn. Okay. I really need to figure that out. A daily reminder that Queen of Pop Lady Gaga was mentioned more times online during the Grammys than certain artists, despite her not attending or acknowledging her win. So, according to Nielsen. Okay, so I wonder where that's sourced from. I'm going to wait on that one. Oh, there's birds. Spring's here. Actually, I know when spring is here because there is this Spanish vine outside of the window of my room, and whenever the sun wakes me up in the morning with the sunshine on my face, I know it's springtime. And when the Spanish vine starts to bloom yellow, I know that winter's over. So springtime's coming in, but winter isn't over yet because my Spanish vine hasn't bloomed yet. I'm really upset. I'm really upset because I'm seeing an advertisement for Lady Gaga's makeup or whatever, and I'm really upset that I can't and don't wear makeup because I feel like I would be serving y'all some looks, honey. She just came out with an eyebrow pencil, and this advertisements for her eyeliner, but still, like, that shit all of that looks good. And I'm really upset that the Lord didn't make me a woman. But I'm also very thankful, because God knows I would have like 80 kids running around right now, and I'd be one of those bitches. God damn. Prince Philip leaves hospital after heart operation. This dude, okay, that's okay. We're about to do a fucking 2-parter episode because we've been recording for like an hour now, but there's this whole conversation about the Meghan Markle Oprah Winfrey interview scandal thing that we need to talk about. Anyway, Prince Philip, he's like 99 or something, and he just left a hospital in the UK after a 4-week stay for some heart problems after an operation. And he looks like a fucking zombie in the back of this car right now. And I don't understand how he's still alive. Like, God bless him, but I don't understand how he's still alive. Going back to the Meghan Markle and Oprah Winfrey thing, I am living for how 2 African American women took down the entire British monarchy in 1 hour, and we've used armies of people to attempt to do it in the past, and these 2 women sit down and have a conversation, and all over the world, abolish the monarchy is trending on Twitter. Like, that is amazing to me. Like, you don't piss off a black woman, because the very racist trope of the mad black woman that exists in media reporting it's shitty that any little thing that a black woman does to express frustration towards anything just renders her a mad black woman. But when you actually make a black woman mad, she fucking ruins countries and shit. That's fucking amazing to me. Also, I 100% believe that Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip were not the 2 that were racist about, Meghan being part black and how dark the little Archie's the baby Archie's skin would be, I 100% believe that that was some Charles or William shit. And the reason that Harry wouldn't say that is because he loves his brother and his dad, and he knew that that shit would fucking, like, shit would pop off. Because there are countries under the Commonwealth of the UK that the monarchy reigns over in the UK, where entire bodies of these countries, majorities of these populations are completely people of color. And I don't think that the people in these countries would accept their next king or their future king saying anything disparaging about African American people or anything racist towards people of color. So in a way, Harry is kind of being an apologist towards, and an enabler in a way towards his dad and his brother. But also the fact that he was even willing to get up there and say, yeah, some racist shit is going on in the palace, and that's why we left, and I had to protect my wife, or what happened to my mother will happen to her too, is some fucking big dick energy, and I'm living for it. I'm fucking living for it. Oh. And I've told y'all, I can hold a grudge for 2 seconds or for forever. And my kids aren't going to be allowed to watch Peppa Pig someday because I still haven't forgiven the British for burning down the White House in 1813. So this whole British scandal, I'm living for it because I'm a fucking patriot. I'm an American. I'm living for it. I hope fucking Buckingham Palace fucking lights on fire from the fucking outrage. Now, I would like to say, I'm going to add a disclaimer that I really don't want y'all to be weird or do anything crazy, because I don't need the fucking Scotland Yard showing up at my fucking door and arresting me. That was a joke. That was a joke. Please don't arrest me, Scotland Yard. Scotland Yard is like the CIA, FBI version of the UK. Anyway, I'm going to say another thing that's controversial yet brave. I found the original tweet by Cardi B that, where she was excited about being mentioned on Fox News, because really and honestly, you've made it if they're pissed off about something that you did. Candace Owens was on Tucker Carlson last night and was bitching about how WAP being performed at the Grammys signifies the corrosion and the end of an empire. Meanwhile, what I want to know is why she's up there trying to apologize to white people about black people being black people and living their best life. She is a racial apologist, and it gets on my damn nerves because she really thinks that shitting on black people to white people is going to get her ahead, and it'll make it easier for Caucasian people to digest her own blackness. That is controversial yet brave. I understand I could be canceled for this. Honestly, I ain't nobody yet anyway. And if you don't agree with me, then you have something very weird and twisted going on in your head, and I don't want you to agree with me, and I don't want you to vote for me someday, and I don't want you to spend your money on my books, my podcast, all my other side hustles. I don't want it. I don't want it then. Because Candace Owens is a fucking idiot. She really is. She's sitting here shitting on black women as a black woman herself, to a white man who thinks that she herself, Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson thinks she herself also represents a corrosion and the end of an empire. That is the irony in this. Candace Owens, a black woman, is shitting on a black woman to a white man who thinks that Candace Owens is also shit. Like, you can't make this shit up. People who watch Fox News really fucking... It's just like... Anyway, we're scrolling. We're scrolling. I've said enough stuff to get me canceled today. Scrolling. Fucking Lindsey Graham's a piece of shit too. More porn. I love Joy Behar. Joy Behar and Sunny Hostin are the reasons that I even watch The fucking View. Of course I love Whoopi. She's a good reason too. And you know what? I even like Meghan McCain too. I love all the ladies on The View. And it's kind of weird for me to say that I appreciate Meghan as a liberal person myself. I appreciate Meghan. There's something that Anthony Scalia, the previous Chief Justice of the Supreme Court used to say about how the reason that Anthony Scalia, someone who is very conservative, more conservative than probably one of the more conservative people you've ever seen on TV. He's very conservative. That man could be best friends with Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the liberal queen of the Supreme Court, because he said, quote unquote, he can separate the person from the idea. And if you can't separate people from their opinions, then you wouldn't be a good judge. And that's what made him a good judge. He could be best friends with Ruth Bader Ginsburg and not appreciate her politics, her opinions on certain things, and still be great friends with her because he could separate what she believed from who she was as a person, from their friendship. And that's what made him a good judge. And honestly, I agree, because even since the beginning of Trump, I've been pushing a narrative in a way that you can love somebody regardless of their ideals, and other people's ideals who are different from you does not make them themselves a shitty person. Like, I don't I would take shit from some of my liberal friends for having conservative friends in the first place, because I refuse to let politics to keep me from loving on somebody. Like, I'm a human being. It's in my nature. I'm a human being of a different kind of species in a way, because I look into the soul of somebody. I don't care about what they think. Of course, I will educate them. Of course, we will have some discussions. But me being a person who likes, deep conversations, I can't have deep conversations with people that aren't willing to, tell me, well, you know what, your idea is interesting, but I think this way. Because I like a trading of ideas. I told y'all, I like the crusty shit at the bottom of the pan. I want to see what that's made out of. And that is all of people's polarizing ideals and ideologies. That's where religion and politics exists. And I want to get to that, because it really tells me, it tells me the story of human existence and human nature. The way people think, the way people believe, the way people act, what their values are, what they follow. I like having conversations and being friends with people who don't, oh my God, yes, Fonzie, you're amazing, everything you say is gold. I want you to tell me that I'm wrong and then tell me why I'm wrong. Like, let's have a real conversation. That's what I love. I live for those days. So Meghan McCain, she's very polarizing on The View. People hate her. Liberal people hate her. I, a liberal person, love her. Love her. I want her to stay on the fucking View. The day she leaves the View, I might stop watching unless they find another Meghan McCain, because she's great. Like, all of it. She is a person. Her father, her family has served this country dutifully. Aside from all of that, aside from who her family is, which I feel like she leans on that too much anyway, but regardless, she is a person. She's someone I'd like to hang out with. She is. Like, I think that'd be a good time. Scrolling. Hey, now that Biden's won the presidency, can we uncancel Kathy Griffin? If y'all don't remember who Kathy Griffin is, she is a stand-up comedian. She's like one of the best female stand-up comedians out there beside Joan Rivers. But she got canceled. She was the one that did the mask that had ketchup on it, that made it look like she was holding up a bloody Trump head, and got canceled for it. Anyway, she cannot she can't even do a show in America, because if she does, people threaten to fucking bomb the place. Like, that's how crazy her being canceled got over a fucking joke. Like, she even said that when she saw, she was watching the news and Donald Trump was talking about how, she was watching one of the Republican debates where Megyn Kelly, that blonde bitch that was on Fox News and then went to MSNBC, I think it was Megyn Kelly, was like really gunning after him, asking him the tough questions. And then he got right on Fox News and was talking about how there was blood coming out of her eyes. She was seeing red. There was blood coming out of her eyes. There was blood coming out of her wherever. And then Kathy Griffin saw all of that and was like, oh, let's do like a comedy piece on that. And he likes to talk about how there's blood coming out of women's wherever. How does he like it when he sees blood coming out of his wherever? So she held this mask up, this Trump mask with ketchup on it, and people lost their fucking shit. Anyway, I think we need to uncancel her, because I need another special on Bravo about the gays and shitty comedians and shitty celebrities and like her fake friends and all of that stuff. Everything that's happened since she got canceled. I need a special on all of it. I'm watching Drag Race right now, loving Drag Race right now, really upset it's not over with already. We'll have a different conversation about that. Scrolling. Okay, I love Ariana Grande. I'm going to say something controversial yet brave. She won International Soloist of the Year, but every song she was on this year was a feature. I don't know. Controversial yet brave. Don't come for me. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. Still don't come for me, though. Scrolling. All the shit that's going on in the world and in America, and these motherfuckers choose to make Cardi and Megan's performance an issue. That's exactly what I was saying earlier. Ooh, more porn. Okay. There's just porn all over the place. This fucking porn all over my Twitter. I zoned out for a second. There's more. I think that's all we're going to get on Twitter. I'm going to go to Facebook and then we're going to end this shit because I've already been recording for an hour and 20 minutes. And that is 2 40-minute episodes after everything gets like edited and shit. And then whenever I talk about something that I saw on Facebook, of course I will share it on my Facebook page so that you can see. All of this has happened since the last time I made a podcast episode, because last time I made a podcast episode, my Aunt Pat, I just told y'all that she just been diagnosed with brain cancer. And you'll find out about it in the next 4 episodes, but long story short, 2 days before Christmas, my Aunt Pat ended up passing away. And we're going to talk about it more in one of the other episodes. We're going to talk about it more. But anyway, it's her birthday today, and it'll be her first birthday not being here with us, and it's just kind of weird today. So I even started recording the Facebook to, keep my mind off it. Ooh, I am hungry. On my homework. I've been so behind on all of my homework. It's not even funny. I'm so terrible at it. Facebook's always so fucking boring. Hey, support your local drag queens. If there's a drag show anywhere in your city, if there's a drag show 30 minutes away, I don't know. Go support your local drag queens. You'll have the time of your fucking life. If you've never been to a drag show, I feel sorry for you. I really do. I don't trust people that don't like drag shows. Oh, before we close out this podcast episode, I want to talk about how Facebook canceled me for 30 days because okay, so I got my 23andMe done. We'll talk about it in a later episode. I got my 23andMe done. It turns out I'm part African American, something that I knew. And there's a 100% chance that one of my ancestors was fathered by a slave master to a slave. And I was telling one of my friends about that. And of course, there's a big percentage European in my 23andMe also. And I was telling one of my friends, Moran, about, how 23andMe said that I'm part black and one of my ancestors was a slave and all of this stuff. And I was like, I freaking hate white people. And she said, well, you can't hate yourself. And I said, well, I've been doing it successfully for years. I posted that exchange, the little conversation. I posted that on Facebook laughing about it because it's a fucking joke. I'm a comedian. I don't say shit to hurt people. I say shit because I think it's hilarious. And regardless of whether something's funny or not, if you you get a laugh out of it, it's good for you. It really is. Laughing massages all your organs. So I was trying to give someone a kidney massage on Facebook, posted that conversation, and then I get flagged. And because of how many times I've been put in Facebook jail, they decided for 30 days they were going to shut me up because I was making a joke about how I hate white people and myself. Because I'm, one, part white according to DNA, and two, because one of my ancestors who's black was fathered by a slave master. Anyway, Zuckerberg decided I was the problem, even though Facebook is the reason Hillary fucking lost the election. Zuckerberg decided I was the problem. Zuckerberg decided that people could, plan insurrections at the Capitol, which we're also going to talk about. But I was a problem because I said as a joke that I hate white people, knowing good and goddamn well I'm white skin as light skin could be. Anyway, this has been a long enough fucking episode, guys. Thank you so much. I'm gonna keep in touch. I really am. I'm gonna get these fucking episodes ironed out, and we're gonna get this shit released, and we're gonna get back on track, because I picked the wrong span of months to be, absent, to take a break, to take a sabbatical, and now I have to release 4 episodes of catch up. I have to catch up with y'all's 4 fucking episodes worth of all the things that have happened to me since we've been out of broadcast or whatever. And there's too much going on in the world right now. We got some shit to say about it, and I can't get on The View if I'm gonna not be consistent. So thank you so much for listening to the podcast. With that being said, we've officially made it to the end of Ask Fonzie Anything. Thank you so much for sticking with me through this entire episode. If you want to hear more, I have tons of episodes posted already, and I'll post new episodes whenever I want. No, but seriously though, usually Mondays, and when the show starts growing, I'll start releasing episodes twice a week or something. If you like the show, it is available almost everywhere podcasts can be heard, including Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Make sure you add, subscribe, or follow me on my social media profiles. It's at Fonzie Graziano on everything, so you don't have to worry about missing an episode. Make sure and send me DMs to request episode discussion topics. You can write into me if you need advice. I've been told I'm an infinite spring of wisdom. I can definitely give you an outside perspective. I'll tell you what I would do anyway. And who knows, your letter might be the one I answer in the next episode. If you like, you can directly support the podcast. There are links in the bio to my Patreon and Anchor Direct. Or you can just buy one of my books. My first book, Glory, is available in print on Amazon.com and Walmart.com. The ebook is available on Kindle, and there is an audiobook available on Amazon, Audible, and iTunes.com, I think, but don't quote me on that. Also, my second book, Raindrops and Other Lullabies, if you go to my website, not only can you download and read PDF previews of both books, but you can also listen to a sample of the audiobook of Glory, and if you sign up for the newsletter, you'll get an exclusive updates on what I'm working on, and promo codes, and sales, and discount info. And last but not least, I just want to remind y'all to be a rainbow in somebody's cloud, be kind to yourself and others, unless they talk to you crazy, and wash your fucking hands and wear your goddamn mask. I want to go to the bar. We'll get through this together. Thank you for listening. I think you're pretty cool. I don't care what they say about you. Bye.